Now, Tim Ewart is a former ITV Royal correspondent. He's a member we've been lucky enough to check in with most days to see what's happening. And again, we're in a situation where we know about these crowds, we know about the queues, Tim, but the big question in London right now is when will they say no more? Because at 6:30 tomorrow morning, we're obviously well and truly within inside 24 hours now. Yeah. Some people have been waiting as long as that period of time. The current wait is still quite lengthy, but there'll be a decision very soon, probably around lunchtime, that's it, and that will be the beginning of the end of an extraordinary expression of support from people from all over the world.
Yes, they can't have people in the queue who can't get in to see the Queen's coffin. That would clearly be not acceptable. So there will be a point that those crowds are going to be allowed to continue moving past the Queen's coffin until 6:30 tomorrow morning. The queue is now, as I understand it, around about 12 or 13 hours long. So there clearly is going to be a point either this afternoon or this evening when people are going to be turned away. I mean, the queue, as you've discussed many times, is an extraordinary phenomenon. It's difficult to say how many people have actually joined it, but it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands. Yesterday, we saw Prince Charles and King Charles, and Prince William unexpectedly going to talk to people in the crowd, which was clearly a bonus for those of them who were there at that time. And I think that was just another sign, really, of the sort of charm offensive that the new king is mounting.
Tim, we also saw, as we had previously, the vigil of the princes involving the 4 children of Her Majesty, but it was very poignant last night. On Saturday evening, of course, we saw all 8 grandchildren in a very dignified procession down the steps into the Hall of Westminster. They mounted the catafalque and they stood there with their backs to their grandmother, honouring her service to the nation. I watched the whole thing live. I thought it was very touching.
Yes, I think you weren't alone in watching it live. It was very moving. And once again, this is another moment when this family has to share their personal grief with the public, and really no other family that I can think of in the world has to do that. I mean, it's such a strange seesaw of emotions and events. You know, one moment we've got William smiling and joking with the crowds, as I said, on Lambeth Bridge, very close to where you're standing yesterday. There's the picture of him chatting to people. And then only a few hours later, in great solemnity, standing at the head of the coffin of his grandmother. So the range of emotions that this family is being put through at the moment is something that most of us would really honestly not have to endure.
Tim Ewart, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wonderful contributions all week.